Welcome to FOMO Consulting for your daily AMC stock analysis video on Saturday, June 19th. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we should have a very, very bullish move, and I'll show you why shortly. But as always, the apes are winning, the diamond hands are winning, most importantly, the retail investors winning. So if you find this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel, and I would appreciate the support. Let's get into the video. Thank you as always to everyone who has liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you. Start with a quote. A champion is simply someone who did not give up when they wanted to, by legendary coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Tom Landry. We've been through an awful lot, ladies and gentlemen, especially those that have been holding, January, February, March, even April. It's been a long journey. I'm sure there's been some moments in time where you felt like you've had enough, but simply buying and holding, certainly not financial advice, but buying and holding has been the best scenario for the retail investor, the apes and the diamond hands, and we are closer to the end than we are the beginning. Broader market yesterday, absolute bloodbath. It's not as bad as what people would make you believe, but the S&P was down 55 points, Dow was down 533 points, NASDAQ down 130 points, and the Russell, which we are tied to, was down 49 points. But overall, there's a few key notes. Year to date, the Dow is up 8.8%, S&P is up 10.9, NASDAQ up 8.9. And we just hit an all-time high this past Thursday, and the Russell is up 13.4%, no doubt, in a large part because of AMC and GME. And it should also be noted, over the last 50 years, there has never been a recession when the Fed rate was under 4%. A lot of inflation concerns and interest rate concerns causing some of this market correction should not be a problem. Certainly a lot of paper hands out there, as we would call them. And the Fed just raised their full-year growth forecast from 6.5 to 7, which would make this year's GDP the fastest growth rate in 37 years. Obviously, with the overall shutdown of the broader market of the worldwide economy due to COVID last year, recovery is looking really good, but for whatever reason, people are freaking out over inflation. Of course, we have inflation. That's just the way it works, but the interest rate is far more important. Let's look at crypto. Crypto is having its normal weekend recovery for whatever reason. Bitcoin is up, Litecoin, Ethereum, Doge, you name it. Everybody seems to be recovering, so overall it's been a good morning. Congratulations to the apes. In Germany, we certainly rely on you. You had a great week and a great day yesterday, closing at 51.62, up 1.33%. Well done. So let's look at AMC, how it did yesterday briefly. I could not be more pleased with quad witching. We certainly had the broader market sell-off, a lot of weakness in the market, but we held absolutely strong, and we had that fantastic bounce during power hour and showed a ton of strength. We closed at 59.26, down only $1.45, only 2.39%. We were up after hours, certainly incredible, and I am very, very bullish heading into next Monday, or this upcoming Monday. As you can see, we had the bounce around 315 or so from the day low of 56.85. Again, we're fighting the upper 50s at this point. A week ago, we were in the 40s fighting, if you recall. So we are increasingly raising the floor. So if you look at the overall Russell 2000 yesterday, you can see where we kind of followed the overall trend of that. Certainly we got hammered, shortly after the open. We thought it was going to be a great day, and then they started to sell off the shortest down. I think a lot of people were taking profits, a lot of anxiety around the market, obviously with the broader market sell-off. So just overall a lot of weakness, but we showed a ton of strength holding in the upper 50s. And as always, we were one of the more active stocks. Even on a blood red day, we were number 2 on the list according to Webull, and we are always substantially more popular than any other stock. Keep in mind, broader perspective, we're up 11.24% this week and up 104.5% in June. I'll take that every day. And most importantly is the bullish nature. No major sell-off in after hours last night. We did have the one paper hand right at market close at 8 p.m. That is typical and usual, but we had the beautiful run-up in the last hour or so. Shows a lot of bullish sentiment going into the next trading week. And certainly I believe the lack of a huge sell-off, even after quad witching, where we consolidated pretty much in after hours, shows tons of diamond hands at this point. So let's look at a bigger picture. Again, on the 10-minute chart, easily running up very clearly. As you can see, we are just bouncing along that trend line that I have illustrated. We break that $65, $64 level, we are off to the races, no doubt. A little closer look, this is the week. We bounced and got shot down multiple times, at least 10, if not more, from that $64, $65 level. A lot of speculation that there were invisible sell walls when there very well could have been through the dark pool. But I believe that pressure will relent this upcoming week. I believe a lot of this was due to the protection of the options, the massive amount of options that expired yesterday. Some days we just have to buy a ticket and be along for the ride, that there's bigger forces at work than we can control. But the fact that we held strong, we had a bullish recovery at the end of the day in power hour, and we held close to that $60 level is exceptionally positive in my opinion. And as you can see, the indicators are all bullish. Going out to the 1 hour chart, you can certainly see where now we own that $50 floor. I believe we break that 64, we'll quickly be at the $70 level, and once we cross 70, look out, ladies and gentlemen, we will fly. The indicators are all set up to do so. As you can see on the 4 hour chart, the MACD has cooled off and we are just kind of chilling. We're ready for a crossover at any time. RSI is back in the channel, and I believe we will start a new bull run starting Monday. Again, larger scale, daily chart, MACD kind of cooled off. Alligator's mouth is wide open. RSI back in the channel, but ready to start a new bull run, in my opinion. Again, on the weekly chart, easy to see, we are clearly stair-stepping each and every week, putting more and more pressure on our opponents on the short positions. I find it hard to believe if we break 70, they will not cover. GME had a heavyweight bout yesterday. I think it did exceptionally well. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed, but again, with that magnitude of options, quad witching, the volatility we had this week, sometimes we just have to buy a ticket and be along for the ride, but I think it found a ton of support. I believe it is holding strong, and it is poised for a rebound very, very soon. So, bonus quote, most people just work hard enough not to get fired and get paid just enough money not to quit, by comedian George Carlin. I hope everyone is making enough money to make that life choice about whether to stay or go, whether to find a new life, certainly financial freedom, and make those decisions around what you would like to do with the rest of your life. So I'm a huge fan of this guy, Andrew, with Trading Sciences. He put out a new video this morning. Again, it was pretty well. He's been very, very accurate with the Elliott wave theory. He is predicting a huge bull run starting early next week. Feel free to check it out, please. I would highly encourage it. Again, he is very, very technical. but also very, very accurate. So a lot of buzz around. Some people are saying it's approved. It is not approved, at least based on the information I have seen. But NSCC 2021-002 will be decided on Monday, June 21st. They will either approve, disapprove, or institute proceedings to determine whether to disapprove the proposed rule change. I believe we are very, very, very hopeful it will get approved on Monday. It certainly would be a game changer. 801 also, we are highly anticipating getting approved, but this would be a huge, huge step in the right direction. So this was a really good article. Frank Nez, check out his website. When the shorts have to cover their positions, AMC. Great, great article. Very, very detailed, but also walks you through the process. But nothing has changed fundamentally with what we all know and believe, that according to Fintel, short squeeze score is at 99.93. About as high as it's going to get, folks. AMC is having itself a fantastic run, and I believe, again, a big catalyst over the next week or two will be the movies, the actual product AMC delivers to all of us. There's some huge titles coming out. F9 is coming out domestically. I believe it's on next weekend. That's going to be absolutely incredible. They've already done $270 million worldwide internationally without even having the domestic box offices in the United States, Canada show one film. So again, release date is June 25th. So yes, next weekend. Black Widow comes out in early July, July 9th, as a matter of fact. So again, huge, huge sentiment, bullish catalyst coming in for the movie experience and for the industry as a whole. Always, children's films and animated films always seem to do very well. July 2nd, Baby, The Boss Baby, Family Business comes out again, another way to get people in the theaters. Space Jam, A New Legacy comes out in mid-July. So there's a ton of fantastic films over the next 2 or 3 weeks coming out. A Quiet Place 2 is rocking it, 191 million worldwide, 115 million, 16 million domestically. Box office record, pandemic record, fantastic. Again, the movies are not dead, and these fundamental catalysts, the overall sentiment around the movie the movies as a business, the studios, this is all things that we need to accomplish our mission. And a nice article stating as such, AMC stock has soared. Now the movie chain's foot traffic is improving. Again, we are in lockstep. If the business does good, we do good, and the shorts will continue to think more clearly, hopefully soon, to get out of their positions, because overall the industry as a whole, AMC certainly, is improving. So let's look at the short interest data through yesterday. Again, there's a day or two lag, but over on the top right, utilization, I think, is the most important thing. That has skyrocketed back to close to 100%. We're at 95% essentially. I believe that will increase quickly Monday and Tuesday. I believe we'll see it approach 100%. And keep in mind, as a hard-to-borrow stock, now you have big lenders, big banking institutions that are unwilling to loan their shares for GME, AMC, and others. So I believe the cost to borrow rate should increase substantially over the coming days, because again, it is a hard-to-borrow stock. Short interest is at 13.45. Short shares available according to Fintel, 600,000. Total volume yesterday, 242, still very, very high, but even on quad witching and Fridays, which are typically low, that's still very, very impressive. And as I showed you earlier, we were number 2 on the activity list, according to Webull anyway. But probably equally important is the institutional ownership. Over on the left, 435 total. We have 397 long only positions. So when you really think about that, we have 397 institutional owners that are diamond hands along with us, which is very, very impressive and reassuring. We only have 12 short only positions. I believe once we get one or two of them to break, once we get above, say, 65, close to 70, we will start seeing at least one or two of those cover. And at that point, I believe it will set off a chain reaction. And as you can see, there are 26 long and short, which is the definition of hedging. I believe they will, in turn, get out of their short positions as the price rises. But again, not every short owner is capable of taking on this sort of risk, and everyone has their own risk tolerance. But I believe we get one or two to break, they start covering, we get a price rise, the others will follow suit very, very quickly, setting off the short squeeze. Short interest trend data, as you can see, overall the trend lines are now starting to go back up. Again, there is a lag, a day or two in this chart, but overall, I believe, number one, they are running out of resources to borrow shares. They've been recycling about 3 to 5 million every single day. They use them, return them, use them, return them. I believe, again, 65, 70, we break 70, forget about it. Yesterday was absolutely huge, closing at $59, 411,000 calls expired in the money, absolutely huge, and that usually sets us up for a fantastic Monday and Tuesday. And keep in mind, every Monday, 7.8% is our average, the first trading day of the week. Historically, and 5 out of the last 10 have been 13% or better. So overall, let's look at the call to put ratio, nearly basically 2 to 1. Certainly very bullish. A lot of big dollars put into the market yesterday for June 18th expirations, trying to pick up some quick cash. And as you can see, expiring this Friday, June 25th, we have a huge amount of call volume, nearly double versus puts, so very, very bullish. Open interest is certainly very bullish at 218 to 190. So again, a lot of money starting to pile into next week's options chain. So as you can see, there's a consolidation of call options at the 60, 65, and $70 level, which would imply a very bullish price rise. There's also a lot of open interest at the $145 strike yet again. So again, I'm expecting a big price jump next week. So there was a lot of buzz last weekend around HYG, the options, $4 billion, I believe, between Citadel and Vanguard and a few others, expecting a big crash. As you can see, that did not exactly pan out as planned based on the massive amount of put options that expired worthless. Always fun to look at. Fundamentally, nothing has changed. Still calling above $1,400. Always fun to look at. Take with a huge grain of salt. As always, I have skin in the game. I bled yesterday just like you, but it was a great week. Let's close with a quote. The way to become rich is to put all your eggs in one basket, then watch the basket. Andrew Carnegie. I believe a lot of you have all of your eggs in the AMC basket. Make the best decision for you and your family and yourselves and your financial future and personal futures. Certainly not financial advice, but overall, I think this basket is doing quite well. So again, I would like to thank you all for watching. If you found the video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel, and I would appreciate the support. And as always, I hope your life is full of green candles, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Take care.